Hi, I am Dr. B.G. Geeta, Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, K.S.Rangasamy College of Technology. Today we are going to see about software testing, 60 CS 703, verification, validation and testing types. Independent verification and validation. This is the quality ensure parameter. It has the two main process in the entire software development life cycle: verification, validation. Verification is the process of verifying whether the product is being built to meet the desired requirements. Validation is the process of evaluating the end product to make sure the product meets its desired requirements. Every organization has its own verification and validation team. This team works independently without involving any of the development activities and does not belong to individual project. The main objective of this team would be to monitor and verify the product development during the software development life cycle and validate the product at the end of the execution phase, which delivers the end product. Verification is all about making sure that the product is built in right way. These are more of review and evaluate process in every phase of the SDLC. The product is being built according to the design standards, best practices and processes. Each and every deliverables, supporting documents and materials needs to be verified using the set of procedures and process defined at the project and organization level. The right products gives the quality product. It focuses on the questions whether the deliverable is built according to the specification. High-level verification activities conducted during the main phase of software development lifecycle: requirement specification, software design, and implementation and unit. In the requirement specification, it verifies the requirements documents. The software design verifies the architectural and detailed design of the documents. In the implementation phase, it verifies the unit and the code testing. The requirements verification phase is the initial phase of the software development life cycle. In this, all the business requirements are defined and gathered together as a business requirement document. The business requirement document is then turned into software requirement specification, that is SRS. The design verification, it initially two phases. One is architectural and design and the detailed design. Architectural design will give you a high level technical view of the entire system along with the dependencies based on the requirement and the end product as a goal. Detailed design is carried out at the module level but in line with the architectural design document. Next one is coding verification. SRS, software requirements specification, and the design document are analyzed by the development team to develop the code. Reviewed for its functionality coverage, dependencies between other modules are checked, agreed guidelines are followed in the code or not, standards and best practices are followed in the code or not, whether guidelines document is also reviewed for its correctness. The testing verification phase has its own validation and verification process to make sure the final product addresses the requirement. The following documents are reviewed to check for its completeness: test plan, test strategy, test estimations, traceability matrix, test cases. The validation is the process of evaluating the product at the end of the software development to make sure the product meets its intended usage. Main objective of the validation is to execute the final developed product during the execution phase to make sure the product is based on the requirements from the customer or the user. Validation during testing phase. Once the coding phase completed, the developed product is handed over to the testing team and the testing phase begins. During testing phase, the validation of the functionalities are whether it is producing the expected output for the given input, whether the logical data flow between the models are working fine. There are different types of testing. One is integration testing, system testing, user acceptance testing. So these are the necessary tests to check the quality of the product. System testing, during the system testing phase, the integration testing gets completed and the product is then handed over to the system testing team. Validation team will then make sure each model performed its intended functionalities. There are the number of checklists. Does the data between models are flowing properly? Is there any functionality is not working as intended? Is the logic used for calculation is working properly? As a whole, is the product meets its intended usage of the end users? User acceptance testing. It is the final product is undergone the integration testing, system testing, then product is handed over to the user acceptance testing. This is the final stage of the validation phase, as after this testing, then product is then handed over to the end users. Validation team performs two ways of execution. One is alpha testing and another beta testing. Alpha testing will be carried out by the customer with the help of the testing team inside the organizing that developed the product. Beta testing will carried out by the end user in the customer's place to make sure the intended functionalities achieved or not. The test strategy is also called as test approach, which covers the following strategy: why test, what to test, when to test, how to test, what is needed to test. So these are the testing approaches. Debugging process. During the testing phase, test cases prepared were executed against the developed product. There are basically two outcomes. Error is properly diagnosed and the cause will be found for the error. Error is not properly diagnosed and hence cause is not found, so the error is not removed in the developed models. Software test metrics is another topic. Metric is a standard unit of measurement that quantifies the results and used for evaluating the software process, products and services is termed as software metric. Software metric is a measurement based technique which is applied to processes, products, services to apply in supply engineering and management information. Thank you.